This is the 2025 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Malt Experiment, Amber Ale. Thanks to our sponsors. 5 Star Chemicals. Check out their new online straight-to-consumer homebrew shop where you can buy everything from Star San and line cleaner to the new liquid PBW that can be used at temperatures as low as 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Check out their online store at 5starchemicals.com/home-brewing. Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store. A local homebrew shop in Danvers, Massachusetts. Order any malt they offer in any quantity you want, and if you order before 11 a.m., they'll package your items and ship out the very same day. Visit the store at www.beer-wine.com. Let's get tasting.
Welcome back to another episode of Brewtubers 2025 Specialty Malt Experiment. This time around, we're going to go with Brookside Brews American Amber Ale, where he used honey malt. We get the little can packaging here. Obviously, everybody has different methods for obtaining stickers or printing them out on their own, and that's fine. We're not here to judge on the labeling itself, although it's quite nice. Like I said, you can tell it was done at home. Perfectly fine with me. I might slip in maybe a little banner down here to show the actual raw image of this. Obviously, it was with a bubble jet printer, so something got a little bit wet, probably sanitizer, and just bled the ink a little bit. That's fine, not a big deal. But Brookside chose to use honey malt. Honey malt typically will add a little bit of sweetness, a little extra depth of flavor. And for those that will want the honey flavor, but not necessarily can have honey, which is kind of rare, but it does happen, the honey malt comes into this play, so no bees are harmed, right? No hives are destroyed, and all that fun stuff. But you still get a really nice, wonderful, sweet honey-like aromas and flavors. Actually, honey malt's one of the ones I use quite often when I want to just bump the sweetness a little bit, or just give a more pronounced, summer vibe in my beers. Well, with that being said, let's get cracking in. Let's see how Sean did here. Oh, there we go. A little lively. All right, that's good. Let's go for the pour here. All right, it's looking beautiful. Obviously, coming up into the mountains here, carbonation plays a funny role. You know, a lot of times I go shopping and bags in the back seat decide to start expanding. So for all of you lowlanders, you get your bags or containers and they seem kind of soft and squishy. A lot of times I drive home up here in the mountains, and those bags will either be completely solid, or sometimes they burst a little bit. And well, if it happens to be a bag of chips and I'm on the way home, I just gotta have to reach back there and get after them so they don't go stale, if you know what I mean. All right, now with that being said, absolutely beautiful color. Probably one of the lightest ones we've seen here. Very, very clear beer. I mean, that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Lighter in the color, mostly just because we all use the same base recipe, and he used the honey malt, which actually will bring a golden type color to an ale, which is perfect. And like I said, probably a little bit on the light side for an amber. Probably just squeaking in on the SRMs for the style. But, you know, we're homebrewers. Are we really going to be caring that much about, is it exactly the right SRM? Well, I mean, we're just testing out specialty malt, so we don't really judge on that either. So, well, that head is just sticking around something fierce. Wow. Yep. Okay. Yeah. It literally has a little bit of like the nose of if you ever had like raw honey and you put some onto like a spoon or something and you smell it, like I'm getting a nice malty, fresh honey nose on this thing, which is quite awesome. think it's a little bit, just a tinge, maybe a little floral. But that's okay. Like I said, amber ales are quite a range of possibilities out there, and that's what's kind of fun, going around, to any of the breweries, is getting that amber ale and just seeing their interpretation, because it's nothing tight, like some of these other lagers and stuff. They're very, very tightly regulated. Ambers are pretty wide open. Yeah, just smells great. I don't get anything off-putting by it whatsoever, but enough yapping about what it looks like and what it smells like. Let's get the tasting. One last sniff. It's beautiful. Yeah, definitely reminds me of that fresh honey. Okay. It's very interesting how this beer turned out. You definitely get the maltiness, but it's actually nice and light on the mouthfeel. Like, the presence is there. Like, there's enough carbonation in there, and enough the hop balance in there as well, just to kind of carry it through. Very well balanced. I would say so far, out of all the beers that I've tried in this experiment, it's probably like one of the lightest on the palate, as far as just cleans off, moves out of the way. Still get a little bit of that maltiness, a little bit of the honey, but I'm just getting this crispness. Well balanced, beautifully played. Just that light honey lingering, a little bit of that malty, white bread. Yeah, a little bit of white bread and honey. Very well executed. It does seem like this one might be a little bit lighter overall. I believe, let me double check here. Yep. Okay, yeah, I think this is why this one's coming in a little bit lighter. It's very refreshing. Looks like Sean's having to report. No, I'm sorry, Sean from Brookside. If you can't tell, as the Homebrew Club, we kind of know each other by not only our online personas, but also personal names as well. But yeah, it looks like he might have had a little hiccup on his brew day. You might want to go check out his channel to see if he's posted anything. But it does look like he's reporting that his original gravity is a little bit low, which is fine. That's the thing about homebrewing, right? We don't always have the best days, but being able to just keep trudging right along, make it happen, and still participate, and admit when, okay, yeah, we had an off day. But I'll tell you what, this beer does not taste like you had an off day. If you didn't tell me that this was an amber, and you didn't tell me that it had a low starting gravity, I would just say that this is a really nice, beautiful, darker, just lawnmower crusher right here. I mean, I think this one here, I might have to take his lead on this one. Use the honey malt and come in with a lower starting gravity. That way, so he can come out with a mid 3% beer, and just work outside up here in the mountains where it gets hot. You still need something nice and cold and refreshing. Still reminds you of being outside, just would pair well with some good barbecue, without just dragging you down, wanting to put you to sleep per se. Great job. Like I said, it's, aside from the lower starting gravity, well executed, plenty of flavor in there. With all that being said, I mean, we're splitting hairs here, folks. Every beer I've tried so far has been excellent. Hitting all the marks of all the requirements. I'm going to go with, we're a little bit light on the color and a little bit light on the ABV. I'm going to bring this one down. Let's see here. I'm referring back to my list here, since there's a total of 11 of us. Got a few more of these reviews to go yet. I think since we're just a little bit light on the color, a little bit light on the ABV, we're going to go down. I'm going to put you above underground, but below Hattie. Like I said, this is some of this is just picking out the very slight nuances. Everybody's been a great brewer. Everything's turned out great. This malt experiment has been absolutely delicious, and being able to see what these different grains do. So once again, Brookside, I'm going to put you down second from the bottom so far. So we got Gamdude, and then Irondale, Hattie Brews, then Brookside, and then Underground. Well, with that, folks, I'm definitely going to be finishing this beer off. It's quite refreshing. And, well, until the next one.